So moved.
Got a second?
Second.
All right. Approval of the July 28th minutes have been approved. In your, should have gotten an email last week, the resolution for the capital project sales tax. And I also just handed you an email, a copy of an email that was sent to me. And I sent it to you guys last week as well, but I wanted to print it off. So it's much easier for me to read. That was sent to Tim from the attorney, talking about the process of what we can do tonight. Last time we met, we went over the projects, we named the projects that we wanted on the ballot, and we gave them a allocation of money that we wanted on the ballot, and we submitted it by a vote of 6-0 of our last meeting to Tim and to the county, the order that we thought it would be on the ballot. The last week, when the council met for second reading, that order had been switched up a little bit. So the resolution that they passed, or the second reading that they passed last week, the project list was not what we submitted. So the attorney, if you read that, and if you want to take time to read this email again, talks about the renumbering Exhibit A. And such that if the projects are out of order, the referendum question will be recorded such that the number are in order. And in other words, if the commission wants a different order than what is already in Exhibit A, they can mark up the numbers on the exhibit and change them without having to rewrite the whole exhibit. They just need to make sure the number assigned to each project is the priority they want that project to have. If the commission members or any of one of them want to change the order, I think it would be appropriate for there to be a motion to amend the draft resolution to change the order, a second, and then a vote in favor of the change. Then the amended resolution could be approved. They could then mark up the numbering by hand, sign the resolution at the end of the meeting. If they don't want to change the order, this should be ready for signature. So my question to the commission is, are we going by the order of projects that we submitted last week or 2 weeks ago that was passed by this commission 6-0? Or do we want to keep the order that the county decided to change and passed on their second reading? And if so, all we have to do is accept the resolution, vote on the resolution, and we're done.
I got a question. We didn't list them in any particular priority, did we?
We list them as they were sent to us.
Exactly.
And that's how we sent it back.
Right.
That is correct.
So did they have to be in priority order?
That was our priority order.
And that's what it is.
I mean, that's what I thought we voted on, was this was our, because at that time I thought this was gonna be our last meeting, if y'all remember correctly. Now if you wanna change it and do anything different, we can, or we can accept what they voted, they being county council voted on a week, 2 weeks ago, which, y'all tell me what you want to do.
I think I'd rather go back to what we voted on. And, or something like that. I mean, I think this is kind of getting political.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think that was said last time we met. We didn't want to be involved in the politics of this. You know, we were asked to pick projects, and give back to them, and that's what we've done. I think that was our job.
That's fine. You know, either the way we voted 6-0, or if we want to list the ones that got 6 votes first, the ones that got 5 votes first, or we've already voted on other 6-0.
Yeah, I mean, we voted 6-0 to the other projects, how we were submitting back the order we were submitting back to them.
And that was in largest to smallest, right?
No.
Is that more?
It was just
How it was
like,
given to
just
us.
like it was given to us,
Yeah, just
right
like
there.
that.
That was
Dillon
the project.
County,
Yeah,
City
the
of Dillon.
projects that they
Right.
were, the sheet that was given to us in the original meeting, we didn't change the order, we just put the amount and which projects that we thought needed to be on the ballot, that we voted to be on the ballot. We didn't vote from highest, we talked about it, you brought up voting highest to lowest, but we didn't do that. In our minutes, we passed 6-0 as presented as the projects were done. But yes, you brought it up to do it that way, Matthew, but we didn't vote that way. On the third page, just real quick, Glenn suggested listening to projects in the order they had originally been presented. Matthew preferred listening to projects from the largest funding amount to the smallest. Glenn cautioned the committee against making the order appear political, noting that once the committee submits its recommendation to county council, its work would be complete. Walk made a motion to submit the project list as it was presented to the commission. Kevin Roberts second. Motion passed 6-0.
When you made that motion, Mr. Brown, is that what you understood?
Yeah, I understood that we were gonna go by that list right there.
I'm sorry, that's not what I understood. Okay, I was just mistaken, I guess.
Okay. But that was the motion, the second, and the vote. So if we wanna keep it that way, we've now got to make a motion and a vote to do it again, based off of the email from the attorney, which let me read it again. If the commission members want to change the order, it would be appropriate for there to be a motion to amend the draft resolution to change the order, a second, and then a vote in favor of the change, then the amended resolution could be approved. They could then mark up the number, and we do, it sounds like we do have to put a number by each one, and if that's the case, on this list, upgrades to county buildings would be number 1, and then it'd just go in order. And then they can mark up the numbers by hand, sign the resolution at the end of the meeting. If they don't want to change the order, this should be ready for signature. So do I, anybody want to make a motion to do the next step?
I'll make the motion that we go back to what we voted on last time, 600.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? All right, no discussion. Let's take the vote by hand. All in favor of the motion? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? You vote no?
Yes, and I will state why.
Well, you don't have to.
And it's no
Voted
problem.
4-1?
Yes, sir.
All right, voted
Not
4-1 to pass.
And I would like to make a statement.
Okay.
It's just a priority. I do vote for these projects, but I think lately being shorted last time's a little further down the list than what we'd like to see. And I guess I did misunderstood the way we prioritized last time. I thought we were doing highest price to lowest because there was no political priority. When the county council sent it to us, they had some sort of order in mind, which is why I suggested we do highest price, lowest price, that way it kept everything out of it. If they did it off of alphabetical order, I don't understand how they did it, but I do think maybe we need to look at it a bit higher. Just want to make that clear for the record.
Understand. Understand. Have no issues with that. And yeah, you know, it was talked about alphabetical. I'm not quite sure with the alphabetical portion.
I didn't get that,
You know, Dillon County, from an alphabetical standpoint, city comes before county, I before O, I think. That's just me.
Well, that's what Tim said he did.
Yeah, but you know, we didn't do it that way, we just did it by what was presented, the order it was presented to us, and that's what we voted to do, and that's what we voted again to do, this time voted 4-1. So, let me go back reading this again, make sure we dot our I's and cross our T's. If the number of Exhibit A, which is part of that resolution that shows the projects, if the numbering of Exhibit A is renumbered such that the projects are out of order, the referendum question will be reordered such that the number are in order. In other words, if the commission wants a different order than what is already in Exhibit A, they can mark up the numbers on the exhibit and change them without having to rewrite the whole exhibit. They just need to make sure that the number assigned to each project is the priority they want the project to have. If commission members want to change the order, I think it would be appropriate for there to be a motion to amend the draft resolution to change the order, a second, then a vote in favor of the change. That's just what we did. Then the amended resolution can be approved. Then they can mark up the numbering by hand and sign the resolution. All right. So we'll go in order. And I don't know if everybody still got, should be the same thing in the resolution what we originally did, other than the Lakeview, the Mill Pond project should come from the top and move to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me number first, so I'll know what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mill Pond Park RV is number 8 on the list. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm gonna go and read it off the list. Upgrades to county buildings should be number 1. Little Rock Stormwater 2. Latta Fire Station EMS Base 3. Hamer Fire Station 4. Fort Fire Station 5. Animal Shelter Addition 6. Bill and Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrade 7. Mill Pond RV Park 8. Lakeview Recreation Lights 9. Lakeview Maintenance Equipment 10. Latta Recreation Upgrades 11. Latta Gym Roof 12. Latta Splash Pad 13. And the Latta Industrial Park Water Tower Repair 14. That would be the order based on what we submitted a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was we met last.
Look at, don't want to muddy the water, don't want to muddy the water. But, in his email, he talked about priority, but he really no priority.
There really isn't, but this is the priority here. Just what we just did.
Okay.
That is
The
priority.
one still knows better than the 14.
No,
Okay.
because from our understanding, there's going to be a bond, which, for $26 million, the upgrades to the county buildings could go first. But then again, Latta Splash Pad could go first. I mean, it's not a,
Or simultaneous.
yeah, or simultaneously, that's correct. I mean, the wastewater treatment plant upgrades ain't gonna be done in the first year. It's just, let's be real. So, neither is the Mill Pond RV Park gonna be done in the first year. It's just, the money's there. Where in the previous one in the early 2000s, there was no money borrowed. As money was collected, they went by priority list. But, and I'll use the city of Dillon since I was working with them when that came through. If we didn't have the money to spend on the project that was on the list, we didn't get reimbursed. Because that's the way it worked. You had to spend your money first and be reimbursed. Where in this one, You're not spending your money first. You're using the bond money to pay for these projects. So that's totally different on who's top, who's bottom, wherever, type deal.
And a whole lot better way to do it.
Whole lot, if you can do it that way, that is correct. Because that's what happened to Layton. Their projects at that time, and they didn't get funded. Why, I don't know, but other than they didn't spend the money, maybe, I don't know what the problem was, but that's the way it worked.
It's a county project, county never spent the money on it.
Oh, okay.
It's outside the town limits of Lake. Town didn't drop the ball in that county, did. I don't know if they're in that, but
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it.
No, I understand.
This way you've got all the money, you've got the extra expense, the interest on the bond, but then you can put the money in the bank and get interest on it.
That's right.
So, Matthew, did the project ever come to fruition? Is it still needed? I guess my question is, if it's still needed, I'm wondering why they didn't submit.
I don't even know, what was
It
it?
was
Sewer?
it was some water sewer, but it was a lake for lake, is what the character of that. The project was not feasible, but at the same time, it never got put to use. The money, the funds that were raised.
Alright, so, we got them listed. Now the next portion. Confusing here. Alright, now we've got to make a motion. It would be appropriate for there to be a motion to amend the draft resolution to change the order. Alright, so now we've got to make a motion to change the order.
I'll make the motion.
Alright? Have a second.
Second.
Buffet with a second. Any discussion? Discussed it enough? Vote by hand in favor? 4-1 on the resolution. All right, with that, I believe that's all we have to do. If the commission wants to change the order, which we did, I think it would be appropriate to be a motion, which we did, to amend the draft, blah, 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 then they can mark up at the end of the meeting. If they don't want to change the order, they should do their signature. All right. I think that's all we have to do, because in this, the resolution dissolves this commission. So we are, all right, we voted to go back to the original project list, and then we voted to make the original project list part of the resolution. Anybody got any comments from the commission? Well, on behalf of Dillon County Council, I appreciate your service, your time, and hopefully that what we've done is the right thing, and everybody will be happy and vote their conscience. Have a motion to adjourn.
I'll take that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.